I am a loud individual.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It's a weekly World of Warcraft podcast hosted by three opinionated players. My name is Jim, joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And welcome back. It's good to talk to you guys again.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Did we not do it last week?
Nope, because I was out of town for work and schedule conflicts happened, so there was no episode last week, and I'm sure everybody missed us.
I mean, I missed us.
I missed us too. And it's just like, I miss this. I miss talking to you guys about this stuff.
Yeah, even me complaining.
I didn't say even you guys just bitching about everything,
Because I have so much to bitch about.
The fuck Blizzard Brigade.
Yeah. The F Blizzard.
F Blizzard. That's right.
Yep. Now we got a title episode. F Blizzard Brigade.
Yeah.
But,
I get everybody saying it too. Like, people log on and they're like, F Blizzard. I'm like, F Blizzard. Actually, that sounds terrible, the way that I say that, because never mind. I'm going to stop. But
all right.
That sounds horrible.
It is
F Blizzard.
A couple days after patch 10.0.5 has come out. That brought with it some
annoyances.
Sure, some annoyances, but it brought the gray and white transmog. The trading post is in the game, but not active yet. It starts in February, so you get a full month.
I was wondering about that, because I thought that's what the patch was for.
Well, it's in the patch, but they're not... Obviously, you have a whole month to... Like, you get half the credits at the beginning of the month, and then you have to do stuff throughout the month. They give you the month to earn the other half. So, like, you get like 1,000 credits or something like that per month. And it wouldn't be fair to do it with like a week left, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if you can go look at it and see what's there, but so that's in. The Creation Catalyst analog is in. You have to do a quest to unlock it and get the first thing, and you have to do like group content to earn rep.
Ew.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So it's like the world quests, the world boss, the epic world quests, it's like stuff over for the Obsidian Citadel stuff. The feast, I think, counts. I think the hunts count. Maybe they do, I don't remember. But stuff like that. And you get it and you unlock it, and it unlocks it for all your characters. So it should be a currency like, if you unlock one on a character, everybody gets a token kind of thing. So as you're doing it on one character, your alts will benefit from it if you have alts that you're trying to gear up. And with that brought the ability to craft tier gear, which if you were unlucky, you didn't get anything in this last vault that you could actually turn into something.
I mean, I have other things that I could turn into something, but it would have been nice to have gotten tier gear in that, so I could have had a 4-piece. But I didn't, because F Blizzard.
Yep, F Blizzard.
Yep.
Blizzard.
F Blizzard.
They're out to get you. They hear you, and they go, well, okay, we got another F Blizzard checkbox.
How can we fuck her over?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. How can we screw her over? Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, so it is... That's out. What else came out? I don't know. There wasn't really much else major with it. Probably some class tuning, some other stuff like that. But for the most part, it was, I don't know, pretty not content less, but I don't know if this is where they do the things where the sparks are going to be able to be farmable every week now or something like that.
Oh, are they?
There's eventually going to be a point where they're not gated anymore.
Good.
Oh, I know what else they did. They changed the daily crafting order limit to 4 from 20. And
it worked out incredibly well.
Oh,
though.
yeah, because there's absolutely no blacksmithing things up at all.
Oh,
It did not fucking change a goddamn thing. It didn't restrict people from doing them. And then
because if there's 3 total in the whole world, then 4 is not going to make a difference.
It did not. I don't think fix what they thought it was going to fix.
They should cap it at 0. That way nobody can fulfill them. And so there might actually be one that gets on there.
Maybe make it a fucking weekly limit. You
have to pay gold to fulfill it.
No, it doesn't make sense. You pay gold to make gold?
Well,
it takes money to make money.
Something in the shop first to unlock it.
Yeah.
And then you got to pay gold to do it.
It takes money to make money.
I mean, you gotta get the quest done somehow, right?
Yep, that's what alts are for. All my alts need shovels. So, I hit 25 on the Dragonflight Expedition renown, so I maxed that one out. And I think I'm
wow. Is that like and you guys have been playing like consistently?
Well,
is that
I have
kind of the
not
speed?
Me.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been
like my highest is Valdrakken Accord, and it's at 21 right now, and I've taken significant time out.
I'm at 29. I'm on the last rung of that one.
I'm at like 15.
Oh, I thought it was 25 total.
No, the first 2, the top 2 in there, the Centaur and the Expedition are 25. The Tuskar and Valdrakken are 30.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah. And like a lot of it's just doing world quests is what I did mostly.
And thank you, because I just remembered what I wanted to do, because they have a toy gigantic bobber you can get by fishing up 100 fish with a gigantic bobber.
Oh, okay.
I learned about that this morning, and I'm like, that's what I want. I'm getting on a while.
Nice.
And I forgot all about it.
It's nice to have goals, right? It's nice to have a reason to log in and do something. I've been struggling because being out of town for a week made it hard to like trying to do our normal mythics, and like trying to get people together to do mythics is kind of rough. You know, it's like we made some pretty decent progress on raiding though. We got 2 bosses left, I think.
I saw. I've been reading your logs.
That's what
stay up with what's going on.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like we made some pretty good progress on it, you know? Like no, we have 3 bosses left because we didn't, or did we get the spider boss down?
No. We got
close.
we got to the
Are you sure we didn't kill him in the last phase?
No.
Now I have to go look.
We didn't.
Again, it's one of those.
I don't think we killed it.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
No, maybe we did. No.
I clicked on the wrong thing.
Jim just logged out.
Well, it's a good thing that that's not the account that's actually doing the thing.
Yeah.
Let me look at our last logs. Let me see what we killed. We had 5 kills. So we did not kill. Oh, no, we did kill the spider. Yeah, so we have 3 bosses left.
That one should be an easy one to remember. In the frosty area?
Yes, but it was one of those ones where we kept getting to the top and whatnot. And like we had some really close ones and stuff like that. No, we killed it.
Getting pushed off.
Yeah, when you get up to the top, people kept getting knocked off because there's the pushback. It's a pain in the butt. But yeah, we killed it. So we got Grim Totem, the Brood Mother or whatever, and then Razaget left.
Brood motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a brood motherfucker. But yeah, so yeah, we did get the spider down, which is good because it's a.
Oh, we did?
Yes.
I didn't remember that.
You're not listening to me.
I was listening to you. I just didn't remember if we got it down.
But I said we did. But anyway, yes, that was fun. It was a good feeling to get that down because the fight's not that difficult. It's just a lot of like random RNG stuff, and you have to be like watching your own stacks of the webbing and clearing it with the little spiders and not getting pulled off. I got fucking pulled off, and I'm like, I put myself behind a pillar, and the pillar, instead of stopping me, acted like a ramp and just pulled me. But then I ran back up because it doesn't kill you if it pulls you off. It puts you at the bottom in a web, and then after a certain time, the web breaks and you can run up, potentially kind of thing. So it's not an insta-death thing, which is good. But no, the raid fights are all interesting. I think Grim Totem is going to be another interesting one because it's got like a couple phases, but you got like to do different elements and stuff when you fight them. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll try a few pulls on that before we reset. But yep, we did 15 Monday night before the reset.
We depleted a 15.
We finished a 15.
We burned a 15.
Well, we hadn't done one that high before, and it was just a lot of, you have to be right on the fucking mechanics. Otherwise, shit hits so fucking hard. Like there's
which one was it?
Quarter
Which
stars.
dungeon?
It was the quarter stars. And then I did a couple of time walking dungeons, just randomly because it's time walking is a weekly. And the first one I got into was a fucking quarter stars. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
So how long did the 15 take?
We were half an hour over or something like that. So, I mean, I don't know. It took some time, but I mean, we got through it. It just got to get used to those mechanics. And it was tyrannical. So, like, things just fucking hit. And it was just like, it was really that first boss was just like, because, like, you get the thing where you have to jump, but then the street sweeper thing, like the beam you got to get out of comes out. So you're slowed and you're trying to get out of it. And there was a lot of like barely getting out of it and then getting clipped by it that happened and stuff. It was just a pain in the ass. He's a dumb boss. They add these mechanics and stuff to it. So, but, yep. So let's see what else is going on. I don't know. I haven't really been paying that much attention.
I just sent Malfurion to his second deep sleep today.
Oh.
I just caught up on all that quest line.
I don't know if Kristen's done that yet.
No.
Oh god.
No, but it's a good quest line. I finished all the story stuff because the last quest is in the expedition. And I think you unlock it at like 24 or something like that.
I want to talk about it though. Can we talk about it still?
You can talk about it. I don't care. I'll forget by the time I get there.
I don't know.
I mean, it is a good little storyline for one.
So basically what it is this is all spoiler alert territory. So if you haven't done it, you can skip ahead to, 15 minutes, 35. I know that's an arbitrary number. Maybe we'll still be talking about it. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Essentially, you do this thing, and the Green Dragonflight is trying to contact Ysera in the dream, or trying to talk to Ysera, and they have this plan to get these anchors to draw her into the dream from Shadowlands. Obviously not all the way back to Azeroth, but just in the dream. At least kind of get her anchored in there. And then, they talk about where they hid the World Tree Seed and all that stuff, which is in the dream. And they're trying to figure out what to do with it and all this stuff, or how to get their aspect powers back or something. And they get ambushed by the fucking Primalist who take over. And so you have to go.
He was incognito.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell he was fucking bad right off the bat. He was very bad.
It's funny because, like, it's one of those things I was like, well, I felt like for sure he was, what's the word for it?
Spy?
It is incognito. Yeah, spy. There you go.
Yeah, he gave off very spy vibes.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, well, this is kind of like the new storytelling. It's kind of what I took away from it right off the bat, and I'm like, this is kind of nice because they're not really sticking to hardcore canon storyline stuff. They're trying to tell new stories, and I convinced myself like this is just the new type of storytelling. They're trying to say, hey, this is the person this person was, this is what they did, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And then it wound up being one of the cheeky primalist groups. And it's so like, it's funny because every time they pop up they seem to lose, which is really hilarious about everything. And as far as the primalists, but it was really interesting to see like how it kind of started, and how they got there.
Yeah.
More importantly, like just for the sake of like being quick,
take your time.
Like, we eventually make our way to Ardenweald, and they make a trade. So Ysera trades her bond with the Winter Queen in Ardenweald with what's his nuts? Malfurion, right? Because he's the only one, because she saved his life back in Legion. And so they trade those bonds. She comes back. He goes and does his. I didn't understand that part. Like something about an eternal sleep or something.
Yeah, he has to go to sleep until the debt's repaid or whatever the fuck it is. And
so weird because he slept the last fucking time.
I know. Well, I just laughed because I'm like, you know what? Ysera deserves this. Not Ysera. Tyrande. She fucking deserves this. I laughed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm probably going to hell for laughing at this.
It's interesting because it makes you wonder if it's like an eye for an eye. The Sylvanas' bond with what's his face,
Nathanael,
her bond with
okay. I mean,
you know what I mean though. Like it
could be. There could be a bit of parody there. I don't know.
But more importantly, I thought it was hilarious because Ysera gets back. You defeat or you push back this little group that's in had made their way into the Emerald Dream. And as it turns out, Ysera has been touched by death, therefore she has death powers. She lost her connection to the Emerald Dream.
She's pretty fucking badass.
She's pretty cool. In her stead, her daughter takes.
Yeah, she turns over the leader of the Green Dragonflight to her daughter.
So that's interesting that they're bringing in death powers there.
Well,
right?
that was the interesting part was like it was full on Ardenweald, but it had some like Elune vibes to it.
Well, that's because Ardenweald and the Winter Queen and Elune are all kind of tied together, right?
They are, but they weren't until like that certain point in like 9.1 though.
Right.
When Elune actually like I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but I remember like
Elune showed up
coming in. Yeah. Here's the kicker though. But they don't find out really till the very end that her daughter is, going to be the green aspect then. But now Ysera's back.
Well, okay, I don't know if she's...
So did they do a trade for Malfurion for just about nothing?
Well,
I mean, I guess they couldn't bring her through the Emerald Dream.
Yeah, Ysera, I think, is still in the Emerald Dream. I don't think she's back in Azeroth.
Oh, I know. I think she is. That was the whole point, was that she couldn't anchor herself to the Emerald Dream. Now, remember, because she had issues when you put the anchors down to navigate through the Emerald Dream for her, is because she couldn't grab a connection or blah 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 to it. So no, I absolutely think she is back for sure. But it's hilarious because her point of being back was to, I want to say reinvigorate the Green Dragonflight, but
it was to be
like we're looking towards her to be the leader, to lead it, to to help push them back. Yeah, and now she's just back, but she's not. There's another leader now, which worked out great. Was she gonna go back now and go swap him back out? Like, I think it's hilarious that they just ditched Malfurion to do a trade.
Well, they needed her to break into the Emerald Dream because the Emerald Dream was blocked by the Primalist, right? So they needed her to be able to come in and free the guy that saved you and knocked you out of the dream and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, all she really did though was like blow up some ice. So
yeah, I don't know.
But I just thought it was hilarious. My first thought was like, we just trade Malfurion for her, and then like, kind of didn't really, need it.
There's some more story that kind of comes in. This is still spoilery stuff too, and you work with the blood elf and the toddy, the dwarf that are with the expedition to unlock this locked chamber and all that stuff. And it gives you two different rooms. One's a room where Tyr was keeping the proto dragons like locked in stasis and was experimenting on them and stuff like that. Like there were some notes, like when you capture them and put them back, because some of them break out and you put them away. And there's some notes about how they have the ability to absorb different elemental powers. Like they start off on a base form, but then like they absorb like the electricity or the ice or the earth and all that stuff, and how it's different from how the aspects powers work and stuff like that in like the regular dragon flights. So he was doing some weird stuff with them without the aspects knowing. Right. And there's also a room that has all the different aspects in it. And like you're looking at the consoles, and it talks about how Ysera and Alexstrasza were broodmates. So they were actually sisters before, like the flight stuff happened. They talk about some stuff with Nosdormu, but they also talk about there's this undeath stuff happening in the past, and about how during like the war, I don't know if it was the War of the Aspects or whatever, but I think it was before they were aspects, how Malygos almost succumbed to undeath. So there's some undeath shit coming around. And it's like stuff I've never fucking heard about any of these creatures.
Well, I thought it was kind of odd that they made a like hard reference to death.
I mean, it makes sense with Ysera, right? Because obviously she got brought back and was in the Shadowlands as opposed to being in the dream kind of thing. Like she was brought into there by the Winter Queen. God, I always have problems saying that.
You did that last time too when we talked.
Yes.
I know. The Winter Queen. Hey, you know what? At least I'm consistent, right?
That's fair. Winter cream.
The winter cream.
The winter green.
I can't even think of a slogan for it. Winter cream.
Yeah, so there's
shit right on your body.
All right. Well, but that kind of makes sense. But the fact that there was like undeath involved, like I know Galakrond was corrupted by the void, and he would vomit up undead dragons, basically, right? Like, so when they're fighting him, there's that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering if it's related to that or what. But it feels like there's like a lot of like these vibes and stuff, which, there's all these rumors out that were eventually leading up into like old god stuff again.
Well, have you seen all the posts about all the eyeballs everywhere? Like,
no,
I don't know. Like if I'm surprised I didn't mention it already, but apparently there's like 3 different spots underwater around the Dragon Isles that you can see N'Zoth's eyeballs.
Really?
And like treasure or something. Yeah. There's other hints too. I thought there was. I don't recall what those were though.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's going to be interesting.
I mean, not to mention the whole Chromie quest line too, right? Why make a hard reference to something like the Black Empire during a quest like that?
Yeah.
Not make it something. I mean, it would make sense when you really think about it. And it's funny because like I watched the Taliesin video or whatever where he went deep into talking about that quest line and the idea that like N'Zoth knew he was going to die or whatever. So think about the possibilities that he could have set in place.
Yeah.
in order to achieve whatever, knowing that since you went back in time, he already knew he was going to die in the future at that point, but he didn't know what was going to happen else, otherwise. So now imagine all the possibilities they could weave into, what's going on now. Really interesting.
I definitely am interested to see where all the lore stuff is going to go, because it's like uncharted territory, right? It's like,
no, it's hard to guess. That's what I'm like.
It's good.
I think I'd be disappointed to see it be Galakron stuff.
Well,
there's two pieces that to me though, like if Galakron is in it at all for whatever reason, somehow, some way, whatever that is, it can't be a mini patch, because like it should be like stupendous, huge boss level stuff, right?
Right.
At least the way they explain it, like he should be super badass.
Like it could be maybe one of those like 2 boss like mini raids that they have. Like that would be, I think, okay, instead of it just being like a quest line where he's just like, oh, you just go do the
or even just like a 9 point, or you know what I mean, like a 10.2 or whatever type of patch. Not the full end. It's like he should be like Deathwing level end. In my mind, the way that they hyped him up historically. But otherwise, like, yeah, I lost my train of thought on that one.
Well, you were talking about just the story stuff. I think that as long as
they just can't fuck it up, they shouldn't fuck it up if they're gonna do it. But I hope they don't do it. Right? The whole like rehashing because we missed a thing, and now it's alive still somehow.
Well, my guess would be it would involve the Bronze Dragonflight, and it would involve time travel.
It has to. Well, God.
What if the aspects didn't defeat Galakron on their own, right? What if that's the story we've been told, but what if it's really we just went back in time and helped them defeat it?
It's funny because, like I said before, I love the time travel stuff, but I like it the way they're doing it kind of now versus the way they did it with like Warlords of Draenor.
Yeah,
I don't want to go in and do a whole like, we spent 20 minutes here, but we actually saved the world and we're here for like 2 years type of shit. I like the idea that yes, like when we ran through Cataclysm, the Cataclysm dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to experience those different things, stuff like that. And even still, you affected the timeline, as it were. That stuff I enjoy because
it's short.
Your reality is like,
yeah.
I mean, and it's very like predictable. But you start getting into shit that's like, well, we made a pocket dimension on another parallel timeline that isn't actually, nothing else happened there. You just made a little pocket, and that's when I'm like, no, this is stupid. You're trying too hard to make up shit just to have an additional story, or to buffer, your primary canon lore,
right?
Which is really fucking stupid.
Well, I don't know. I like the fact that we do not know who the big bad is, right? They start off well. Okay, we kind of do.
It's even hard to make sense of it, right? Like
so. Well, yes and no, because LFR, I think last week, opened up the final wing so you can actually go in and fight Razageth and do that storyline, right? So in that boss fight, she's trying to free the other primal aspects or whatever you want to call them, the incarnates. Yeah, they had a word for it, and I forgot it.
Hard to remember.
So you do it, you kill Razageth. But not before the other ones, or not before their containment cells are damaged enough to where they break free, right? And then you're sitting there with Khadgar and Kalecgos, and Kalecgos is like, we need to bounce. And so they teleport you out, right? And so they're out. They're gone. They're somewhere, right? And Alex Ross is like, oh, they're all kind of fine except for the Earth guy because he can hide them all from us. And he was the one that was most insane, basically. He had the bloodlust and he wanted to fight and all this other shit. I'm like, okay, well, the Earth one is just like the Earth Warder. I'm sure he's fucking
They're all pissy.
Well, I'm sure he's infected with the fucking old god shit, too, right? To make him bloodthirsty kind of thing. I bet that's going to happen. He's going to be the analog for Deathwing in the Incarnate universe. You know, it's going to be like the Marvel Incarnate universe, right? Where you have like the reverse of all the, you know, it's like you have the evil versions of all the other ones or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the other ones, they're like, yeah, so they are hiding and regaining their power because they realize that Razageth hadn't gotten up to full power before we killed her. And so they're going to bide their time. So they have the grand idea, well, then let's bring the fight to them. So that's going to be the next big part of the story. The next big content patch is gearing up to find them and do an assault on the Incarnate. And it's probably going to involve going to the Forbidden Reach, which is the starting area for the Drakthir, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to be involved out there. And that's probably where they're going to set up shop. And we're probably going to be doing that, which is probably going to lead to something where we're figuring out why they have their powers, right? Because
see, that's the weird thing too, is that the whole reason that we left there was that it was
destroyed because Razageth got out.
But yeah, but then like then they left it. So why couldn't we actually go back to?
Well, because it's
keep tabs on it.
It's probably the Primalist stronghold. Because the whole point was that you can't go there, and I think there's like storms and stuff going on that kill you. So
yeah, well, I mean, like lore wise, yeah, but why? You know,
I don't know, but I'm wondering if we're gonna find out that the Incarnates exist because of Tyr as well, and they just don't know it because they bitch about the aspects and their Titan gifts and all that stuff and how it's a curse. What if they were Tyr's first attempt to imbue them, you know, with powers of whatever, like their elemental powers, right? You know, and they fought the elemental. I don't know if the keepers fought in the elemental war, you know, with the elemental planes. They may not have. But what if they were, you know, what if he was experimenting on them to see how they could absorb all that stuff to figure some stuff out about their biology and then use that to create the aspects and stuff and create the other flights and realize that they needed the Titan gift powers instead of the elemental powers to not be like insane.
that would be actually really cool.
He's got some connection to it that the aspects don't know about and that we don't know about. And some of the stuff that we found. And I'm wondering if the primal, or maybe it's the other way. Maybe the aspects were the first attempt, and the primalists were like, "Well, I can do better." You know, I mean, since we're really trying to recreate Tyr as it is, we've already built him a body. You know, it's like part of like his resurrection protocol or something like that. You know, it's interesting to see how that's going to work. He's a lot shorter than I thought he'd be, but.
Most of them are big, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
At least from what I recall, yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know. The Titan Keepers. I mean, I guess not because
well, no, that's what
Odin's not that big. I mean, he's shorter than Odin, I think.
He's bigger, yeah.
You know, and it could just be the scaling of the models and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't know. There's a lot of open stuff that we can go, a lot of different routes that can go, and I'm definitely interested in seeing how that's going to work, you know?
I think you're right, though. It's good that it's like, you can't guess it.
You can't guess it, and they're probably going to retcon some stuff.
Yeah, they always do, which is fine. They just don't need to fuck up too much stuff, right? Like,
Right.
They got a lot to work with. They have a great opportunity to tell a new story. They can easily use an expansion like this to segue into the future storytelling in the game. They don't need to rehash anything crazy and fuck it all up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard.
Fuck Blizzards.
All right. So apparently there might be some 10.7 or 10.07 stuff on the PTR. There's some PTR news. Apparently monks are getting more races. So you'll be able to be a goblin, Lightforged Janai, or
Not only that.
human in orc heritage armor. Is that what you're talking about?
Fucking assholes.
But I mean, at least they're picking the system back up. That means it's getting close to being done, right?
Is it?
I mean, it's got to
Jim?
be. I don't know.
Is it?
Maybe they just can't come up with any good ideas because they haven't listened to that
nice
podcast
to have.
yet.
It must be nice to have a race that has heritage armor, so you can just speak freely about all the ones that don't. Jim,
It is. I have my heritage privilege, and you can just suck it. Okay, you're a lower class citizen playing a lower class race in the game,
dang.
and it's not my fault that you chose.
I mean, it's actually true, I guess. Like, you know, what did gutter speak? That's what they used to say.
I missed that
undead.
part. I missed that part. But have you looked at the orc stuff?
It looks really good.
The orc stuff looks awesome.
It looks really good. I
The
can't
human
even
stuff-
imagine what the undead stuff would look like, but I have high hopes in
Yes.
2028 when they cancel WoW and they never deliver on it.
At the earliest, right? Though I bet you what happened is they released, or they were going to release, the undead heritage armor, and that's why China shut them down. Because
it was too.
I mean, that's believable.
too many bones, right? Well, they don't like to show bones and stuff, like, you know, like the undead had to have the bones, like the exposed bones covered and stuff like that. Yeah, that was a bad joke.
Yeah, that was a terrible.
You know, R.I.P.
Boner alert.
R.I.P. the China servers.
Yeah,
'Cause
that kind of
gone.
sucks. That kind of sucks.
Can you imagine though? Like,
can you
and
imagine?
it's almost out of fucking nowhere too.
Well,
That's
can
the
you
crazy
imagine?
part.
Like, have they been able to play in China for the entirety of WoW?
When
you
did I think the
No, I don't
NetEase
think
stuff
so.
was in 2008, maybe.
Okay, so 2004 it launched, right?
It wasn't
So-
initially. I don't think. I think the NetEase contract stuff, I think, started in 2008, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Can you imagine playing, if it was in 2008, imagine playing a game for over 10 years and then all of a sudden
they did
not being able to play it anymore? Like,
they didn't give
I
them
mean, I guess that
2008.
happens when
It was
things
right.
shut down, you know, when games shut down, but
yeah, I see
you
posts,
know.
people like, they're like wake up crying and stuff like that.
that's horrible.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure
14. They had a 14-year licensing agreement.
I'm
Dude,
pre-
how can you not possibly come up with something? And I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
it doesn't
It's-
matter who
it's
you're
the
doing
government.
business with at that point. Like
it's the government. It's a government controlled shit, you know?
everything is government controlled in China, so it doesn't
That's what I mean.
matter. But even at that point, though, like I'm sorry, but even if you're hardly making a cut on it, you've created like an entire world of fans, right, in a humongous country.
China doesn't care about their people.
It's not just about China, though. Like, I don't know.
Well,
I
mean-
guess I won't talk about what I don't know. What I don't know is what I don't know. So,
well, I know.
yeah, that's the
but
thing,
where
right?
there's a will, there's a way. You're right. Like
Blizzard
I think
made.
that
I'm pretty sure Blizzard made some tools so that the Chinese players could copy their game data, right, in a secure way, so that in the event that it does come back, that they can import it back in and not lose everything, right? So they've done that to preserve, and I'm pretty sure that NetEase had to allow them to do something like that too, because of whatever rules or regulations they have. But they did make a tool so they could do that, so they can basically snapshot their accounts, so that in the event that they find another publisher and whatnot, and it gets pulled up, they'll be able to import all that stuff back in. You know, they just lost time between now and then, so like they're playing catch up.
Yeah.
So it sucks, right? You know, it's like you can it was always the joke, like, oh, the Chinese gold farmers, and that's all they were is, people in sweatshops on accounts farming gold to make money and all that stuff for a job and all that stuff. And that probably existed, but I mean, there's a lot of people there that I'm sure played the game just to play the game, And I think that some of them were trying to migrate to like maybe some of the Oceanic servers or something. I think there was some stuff like that, but it's hard to do that in a country where, your internet stuff and all that stuff is controlled as heavily.
You probably can't even use a VPN at all.
If they detect it, they'll probably show up at your fucking door.
Yeah.
But
it sucks.
It does suck, and it's
especially it's not to say that I know anything about the country itself, but if it's in any way, shape, or form like how communism is typically preached around the world outside of those countries, maybe the game is actually an escape for lots of people, and now they don't have that.
Yeah, that sucks.
And it's not just WoW. It's Overwatch. It's the Diablo games. It's a lot of Blizzard games. Yeah. It's not just WoW. So I mean, you lose people lost a whole bunch of games with this.
Yeah.
And it does suck. It's just like, I don't know. It sucks. I mean, there's not really much else that you can say about it.
It sucks. I mean, you can say it sucks again.
It sucks.
It sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, and if you weren't clear on it, it fucking sucks.
It probably sucks. Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
It sucks. Right?
Oh, what's this?
Oh no. What's that? Is it undead heritage armor?
No.
Oh.
It's
Fuck you.
Oh, Brian, I'm so sorry. that was a little bit of low hanging fruit. I'm sorry.
Was good. I would have done this to you as well. I get it.
I saw his screen and I saw armor on there, and I was like, and we were just talking about it. So I was like,
okay. So if with the trading post, there's going to be an achievement called Trading Post Enthusiast, right?
Oh, I have to go to that.
It's not open yet.
Oh, when does it open?
February. Because they didn't want to. You can't start a month-long content thing at the end of the month.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
Which is why it doesn't start until February. It says if you earn the monthly special reward from the Trading Post 12 times, you will get Trading Post Enthusiast, which comes with a reward called the Burden of Unrelenting Justice.
What is that?
Which is looks like 2 transmog sets.
Can you link
for the wardens? It's the Sun Warden and the Moon Warden armor sets.
So, do they have giant holes cut out of the butt for the Moon Wardens?
Oh my god!
You're welcome.
I linked it. Just look at it. There are no, there's no chaps on it, so there's no butt. But it is some pretty cool looking armor set. It's not, doesn't have the big cloak like what's her name?
Oh yeah.
In the Discord.
I mean, it's got part of the cloak though. It doesn't have like the overhanging cloak. What is her name?
Not the big shoulder. The one with the glaives. The one that killed Illidan or that fought Illidan.
Oh, we know, Jim. We just don't remember.
You don't remember.
She had the big circle glaives.
What was her name? What was her name? God damn it, Jim. Warden.
She was
Shadow
Song.
Shadow Song.
Maeve, yeah, Maeve Shadow Song.
Yeah, Maeve. There you go, Maeve. God, I played on that server too.
Oh, like the Sentinels.
A very long time ago.
We do play on that. That's the server we play on.
We play on Shadow Song, not Maeve.
Yeah, Shadow Song.
Yeah, but that's named after Jared Shadow Song, not.
I played on Maeve a very long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Shadow Song's not named after her. It's named after Jared or whatever.
I thought it was named after her.
No, it's named after Jared or whatever, her brother.
I like the Moon Warden set.
I mean, the other one is just their standard colors.
You know what would be even better? If they made it so you could dye stuff.
Oh, yeah. Again,
saving your game, Blizzard.
Better.
Right here, saving your game. Make it so we can dye stuff.
It would be nice to be able to dye different things. At least change like accent colors or something. again, we've talked about
No,
this.
if you're gonna die, do die. If you're gonna steal things from Guild Wars 2, steal the die system too, please.
Yeah, we've talked about this, and we've said this that is.
Oh, we have?
Yes,
Oh.
It's been a while since we've brought up the die systems,
Oh, well,
but it would be a good addition to the MOG
I mean,
set. So
I
It's one of those
agree.
things we rehash every so often to bitch about.
yeah, I feel like that's every topic ever for us. It's just
everything we
it's just
talk about,
like,
is-
you know,
We're only highlighting the most critical things they should bring in the game.
every 6 episodes we talk about something, you know, like cyclical.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine
yeah, every couple of weeks we just come back.
to the same things. Yeah.
So I don't understand.
You know, actually, I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to go back and catalog all of the episodes and what we talked about in them and see how many times we actually talked about certain things.
I don't want to know that.
That's a lot of
That's
episodes.
a lot of episodes and it's a lot of cataloging, but I'm curious.
Yeah, you
I'm
have
not
other
going to
things
do it.
to
I have school and I
feel like I
have time to
would.
do that,
You'd find that I bitch about what player housing,
Heritage
world
armor?
persistence,
World
heritage
persistence.
armor,
Yep.
Well, I would say the
um,
world persistence isn't
gating,
necessarily
just
a
gating in
bitch.
general.
Gating. Yeah, you do mention the gator
Yeah,
a
the
lot.
gator a lot. Yeah. Oh my God, we need like a word cloud thing for that.
Can we find an AI
Can
tool?
we
We
that-
do-
transcribe everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh
We could
my
transcribe it
God.
all and then do a word cloud. That would be
Yes.
fucking awesome. It would be F Blizzard.
It would be F Blizzard. I
No,
think
that
that would
wouldn't
be
be
the
the biggest one.
biggest one
No,
would be
No,
F
that would
Blizzard.
it would be F
Absolutely.
and Blizzard.
I think it would be.
I don't think it would.
Maybe salt.
No. See, you're just picking the most egregious things that we've brought
Yeah,
up.
the gator for
Not the
sure.
biggest.
We talked about the
Gator.
a lot.
Gator.
Gator would be.
Gator,
would-
gator, 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 gator.
Right,
Get it
World
up
of
there.
Good
would be
God.
high because you say it every episode.
What's that? World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it would be a
That's
We
true.
should
shame.
transcribe all of our episodes. That would be an interesting.
It would
task
be
to
a
do.
shame if that was not one of the most said things in our World of Warcraft podcast was World of Warcraft.
I mean, it probably isn't because the context is we're talking about it. So we probably only say it once. World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
World
So,
of Warcraft.
I want to
World-
know why all of a sudden now, 18 hours and 9 minutes ago, according to this post on Wowhead, that there is an article on how to earn the artist easel toy with Bob Ross inspired quest line.
I was thinking about that too.
How the
when I saw
fuck
it.
is it
Wait,
just
what?
now? They have an article about the quest line.
Oh,
That
I
to
still
do-
need to finish that. Like,
Yeah, and like the
I
first
haven't done anything.
the first quest.
I did the first part of it.
Yeah, the first one is like it's Vav Ross or whatever is the dragon dude, and like the first quest is like sad
No.
little accidents or something like
Yeah,
that.
but you have to go into the dungeons,
I know,
and then you have to go into dungeons again.
I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
I'm on the
Well, that's
second
what
part
I
of
did the
dungeons.
first
again.
one, and then I have the other two
Me
or
too.
three.
Oh,
that
we
I
should
gotta
go do that.
Yeah.
Quit playing
It's
Final
funny
Fantasy.
because
Uh,
I think it's an indication of like slow news time, and they save these little side quests for. Like,
well, that's what I mean. It's like Bob Ross is such a big figure, right? You know, happy little accidents. The fucking internet loves Bob Ross because he's just so chill and all that stuff. I mean, and he's
awesome.
It's a great show to watch. If you want to
It
throw
is-
something on
yes.
that's just relaxing and is just, you know, it's
Yes.
very calming. You know, he doesn't talk loud. You know, the loudest thing is when he hits the fucking paintbrush on the easel to dry it off, kind of thing, you know, and it's just like, and he's making his
love-
little fucking trees. It's great.
I love watching Bob Ross, which is
Joy-
weird because I used to watch him on
Yeah.
public TV
Yeah.
at my grandmother's house.
I remember watching it on
You
TV
know,
too, you know, and it
like-
was just like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you don't realize that he was a drill sergeant in the Air Force. He was stationed in Alaska. You know what I
and
mean?
he served like 20 years, I think.
Yeah,
too, right?
he was career. And then he got out
That's
and he got a
crazy.
perm. And he had that for the rest of his life. You know, like that big old perm.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you look at him and he's like, he looks like a hippie,
Yeah, he does.
but he was a
Yeah.
military guy. And like, and a lot of his artwork, a lot of his scenes and stuff really evoke like the Alaskan
Yeah.
types of, because he was stationed in Alaska.
Yeah.
You know, so
Oh,
it gives that kind of like Arctic like mountains and like that kind of like northern like coniferous forest with like the pine trees and stuff like that, you know, and it's just, it's good, you know, and it's just like, but I can't believe that this is now coming out. And if it's like you said, if it's just something they kept in their fucking pocket, that's
I'm
stupid.
sure. I'm sure it probably is. Just little things that, I mean, because we found it. I mean, you know. So.
Oh, yeah. It's not a hard quest line to find, you know.
Well, it's definitely off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Beat it path.
Beat it. Just beat it.
And so, like, I just kind of found it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't like searching for it or anything, but I just kind of stumbled upon it by exploring.
Yep.
Well,
So
yes, and that's like the first couple of weeks of this expansion, or even the first couple of months. You know, it's just like flying around doing like mining, right? Like looking for ore and stuff like that. Oh, there's a little quest hub.
That's exactly how I ran into it too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've
One
done
of my 2-hour mining sessions.
I'm pretty sure I've done most of the quests that there are, you know.
Not me.
But it's because I'd find it and I go, and that's another reason why my renown is so high.
Yeah.
Because I did the fucking quests.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where it's just like, you know, I liked the way they tucked things away. Because you don't.
They really did do a good job.
They did do a good job of that.
You level up organically pretty fast just doing the main story
and
stuff.
then there's content for after.
And then when you're exploring, there's little things here and there to do. And it's just like
that.
It's nice.
That makes a good leveling experience because you get the people who aren't interested in that, you get them out the gate. They're doing their mythic pluses, they're doing their mythic raids, and they're good. And then you get the people who are like more exploration inclined. And they have stuff to do that maybe they don't care about mythic pluses or they don't care about raiding or anything like that, but they still love the world and want to have something to do in the world.
And I think that's the nice...
that level of persistence that, like,
and that's
I know a bitch about it, but
it's the nice thing too with the renown, because like every so often you get a quest to go back to like the renown hub and do some more stuff. You know, like maybe it's nothing major, you know, like it's unlocked some of those stupid magical porters that have a fucking 30-minute cooldown. So you can use one to get halfway across the world or the Dragon Isles, and then you can't do it again for 30 minutes. It's annoying. You know, but, you know, it saves you like a little bit of time, but, you know, it's just like the Dragonflight Expedition or Dragon Isles Expedition or whatever that first one is called. You know, it's like, it's got quest lines that deal with the story, right? The Centaurs, they don't really have a lot of quests and stuff like that. I think the first one's the one that has like the main like story quest type things and stuff. So they're the ones that I think are involved with the silver scale quest line for the tier stuff and getting the discs. There's some more discs to get, and then like, you know, they get stolen, so that's gonna lead somewhere at some point. I'm wondering if they're gonna put more renown levels in.
Jesus,
at like
I hope not.
At like 10-1. Well, I mean, like later on, because I mean, it's a good way.
It's funny because I don't think it really bothered me. I love this so much more than just standard rep completely.
Well, if you think about it too, it's like you don't have to pick one renown to focus, like you had to pick a covenant, right?
Well, too, like you break it up and then like it doesn't feel like you're grinding so damn hard. But I will say, like, there's still a level of rewards in these.
The only problem I don't like is the recipes. Putting the recipes behind the renown,
exactly,
is kind of annoying.
I don't agree putting stuff behind the renown that is not cosmetic.
The cosmetics, pets, and mounts, I think are okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm okay with that. But I don't think the gear and I don't think the recipes.
I don't think the recipes. I think the gear was kind of a we need to put something in here.
The gear promotes people no-lifing. To like the tryhards no-lifing to try to
Well, that's not true. I mean, that's not true.
Yes, it did. Are you Are you kidding? The Rathian rep?
You have to consider that there's still a full side of casual folk that aren't going to run dungeons and raids
Sure.
and stuff like that.
So-
And
Sure, but
What
there
about
are
this?
still people who
What
no
if-
lifed getting the Rathian rep and getting the Cobalt Assembly rep for that specific gear.
Well,
I'm confused. What do you
that's
mean?
not
What do you mean
renowned.
by that specifically?
The Obsidian Citadel rep, like you can farm the hell out of that, and
Same
there
with
were-
Cobalt
and
Assembly.
Cobalt Assembly.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
But,
just
but that's not
got-
renowned.
That gives you
No,
it's rep.
It's rep, but it's not renowned, right? It's the renowned does have some gear, but I think that gear is more for
Rathian Civilian
alts.
stuff only has like one. What,
No,
one,
it's got a cloak and a
epic?
neck, cloak and a neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's and they're pretty high up there.
And they were
And
I don't know. I know lifed it a few times. To be
I
honest with you,
haven't
and
no
it
life
still
dip.
took a long. I grinded the shit out of it at least 2 different sessions for
Yeah.
like over an hour or 2. And it still took me like I don't know 3
I
weeks
still
or so.
haven't hit it because I don't do it.
well,
I think,
you're also
I think,
kind of on a break.
I wanted the Black Dragon scales too, so I was kind
Well,
of obsessed for a bit.
I was on a break that week that you were
Well, not just that, but Final
I mean,
Fantasy had some content stuff that was
sure.
more appealing, and
Yes.
which is fine,
yeah.
and it's just going on and grinding for some stuff. It's like, yes, it can put you it can put you ahead early
Yeah.
and make some things easier, but it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I haven't felt like not having gear has, made
Well,
me a
we've-
terrible player.
we've
or-
gotten gear that is above that anyway for those like
Yes.
specific slots. So the hardest ones are the rings, and like at that point it's like maybe those rings are okay, like if you're not doing it. But I think the gear that's behind the renown levels, I think that's more for alts, because as you hit different levels of renown, it allows your alts to earn 100% or 200% more renown
right.
faster. So when you're leveling alts, you'll hit those breakpoints in the renown and have access to that gear sooner.
Sure.
So it's maybe a catch-up mechanic for alts and not intended for the main character, because you're going to get gear doing other stuff on your main kind of thing. So
I mean, looking through the rewards, I mean, it's
you have to look at the
There
vendors,
are-
not the rewards.
so it actually won't say everything that you get.
Right, because
Say
they
when you look
unlock
at the
they unlock at the renown levels from the quartermaster for those things, not
I'll say it definitely doesn't show that there's much in terms of
it'll
specific things. It seems like there's a lot of cosmetic stuff that drops.
It is a lot of cosmetics. The problem, I do agree, is that recipes and then some highest level gear is behind that. The recipes I don't think should be either that high or should be at a level that's organically easy to reach, just doing some random stuff, or you can get quickly. Not 20 or 15 or something like that. It should be.
It was, I don't know. Well, I think I bitched about it before already, but it did feel like they were they just sprinkled them all over the place in the game, so it's kind of frustrating.
I don't know. There's a lot of different things to do with it, but I haven't leveled many alts or worked on many alts, so I'm not really sure how that works as far as the renown stuff goes, because renown on your alts, it's like the only thing you're unlocking is the ability to buy things on your alt, because for the most part, the abilities and stuff like the climbing quests, the cataloging quests, the dragon riding quests, all those are already unlocked because that's account wide. So,
Well, I did say when I went to Ardenwold earlier today for the quest line, I was really tempted to get some more anima. All the world quests in Ardenwold were anima based, and I'm like, gross.
oh yeah, I hate that. I still have characters that have anima on them, and I just refuse to go to Shadowlands to turn it in.
You delete it, buddy. Just go
I
through the pain
will
of
not
deleting.
do that. I will go turn it in before I delete it, because I've already earned it. I'm not deleting something that I earned.
I deleted stuff so hard. What was that, like the week before or so? I don't remember.
Certain things, yes, but like the actual, I should have went and turned it in, before it started, but I just didn't do it because it was like, oh, my bags are fairly empty, and then they fill up fast. So
Not as fast as
Can
mine.
we solo? Can we solo raids yet?
which one? Shadowland raids?
Shadowland?
No.
Yeah. How close are we?
No.
Well, what was after Legion?
BFA.
BFA? I don't think you can solo Mythic BFA ones yet.
Well, not Mythic necessarily, but
You might be able
anything.
to do small group stuff on Shadowlands. Shadowlands, I don't think has.
I'm sure you can. I was thinking like, I know like BFA, we probably could just fine now.
I think it depends on the boss, because I don't know how you would do Gahoon, because you got to run those balls up to the side and throw in the thing to expose the core or whatever for Gahoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of those might be a bit difficult without having a couple people to do that stuff with, but I don't know. Like I was doing Mythic Antorus, and wasn't having an issue. You can actually solo ENR if you do it right. If you follow the specific steps that they outline, I can even do it on a death knight as slow as the fuck I am. And it's like you have to like kill the right amount of things to cause the things to happen and stuff. It took me like 5 tries to get it or something like that, but I finally got it. It was fucking annoying. But I don't think I need anything from ENR. If I don't, I'm never doing it again. Because it's dumb to do by yourself. But I think it's also dumb to just sit here and keep talking.
Do you?
No, not really. But I think it's a good point to just kind of wrap things up. Thanks everybody for waiting it out for this episode. I know it sucks when we don't put out an episode, but shit happens. So we'll try to keep shit from happening as often as I don't even know what the fucking phrase is. We'll try not to let shit get in our way as much as possible. So thanks everybody for listening. You can check us out at facebook.com/server restartin. Shoot a tweet at server_restart, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.